I've had a couple of requests to do some more in-depth maintenancing videos on the independents, so today I'm going to show you guys how to get at the poppet valve and maintain the spring inside of the marker behind the LPR. Step one, obviously, make sure there's no pressure in your marker. This will come back to haunt you if you don't clear those steps, so take a firing shot and clear out your pressure while you still can. Remove your front inline regulator. Look down that gap that it leaves there. You'll see a pin. Take an Allen wrench, put it in there, back this thing out. Now this pin is what keeps the entire LPR body inside the front of the marker. This is not going to release any of the valves or pins inside of the LPR itself. This is just how you remove the front block from the marker. Now pop this out, and you'll see that there are two O-rings on the outside of the LPR body. Go ahead and check those for paint or dirt. Make sure those aren't chipped or leaking at all. Set that aside. Now you just pull out this spring, and you'll see on the back is a poppet. Some of these are white, some of these are black. Jack has been using a variety of different parts on my gun. I've been sending him feedback so far. Everything I've used works perfectly well. Very, very, very similar to the poppet on an Alias Intimidator. I've got one of these in my closet. I would show you for comparison, but they're a lot harder to get at, so I won't worry about that too much. Now just make sure you got nothing hanging on your spring. I've got a little bit of hair, fuzz, debris that kind of worked its way in there. If the compressor at your field does not have regularly changed filters, air filters for the air that's coming in, sometimes you will have a little bit of dust or dirt get into this area. You'll see the valve right around back here-ish on the gun. That's going to be your cup seal valve. Now this is the sweep valve. That's where air comes in. The poppet gets moved forward, releases air, sends it up into the bolt, which then directs the ball. So this is going to be the guts of the gun. This is what directs the air to where it needs to be. Now, the foremost face of that is what lines up flush and seals with the underside of this poppet. If you get dirt, dust, hair, anything in there, that's what's going to cause a leak down the down your barrel or out your feed neck. So if you guys have a leak that's coming down your barrel for any reason, this is what you're going to need to do. Make sure this is nice and cleaned off. So go ahead and take your fingers or a rag or whatever, make sure that's nice and clear. Take a look, nothing in there. Worst case scenario, stick your finger in there, rub it around a little bit, go around the outside, make sure that it comes out nice and clean, nothing in there. Good. Drop it back in there, and I'll even just kind of shake this around until you'll see it sit all the way in. You'll see when the poppet stem actually goes into the valve there. Then you just take your LPR body, and you'll notice the hole on the bottom of it. That's what lines up to that hole in there. Slip it right back into the front of the body. Line that up. Take your bolt. Screw it back in. And you're good to go. You don't need to make that super tight. You don't want to be threading anything or cutting any aluminum in there. So just get that nice and snug. Make sure that it's not going anywhere in the near future. Plug yourself back in, and as always with any maintenance, the last thing you want to test is that it does not leak. So I'm going to go ahead and screw my tank back in here. Make sure that's lined up. Gives a little bit of pump. No leaks. Good to go. That's how you check your poppet valve and stem. There you go.